if you've ever had a low moment in your business where you think, I've had enough, I'm done, kaput, I'm going to kill it all, then this episode is for you, right? I want to share a little story and I want to talk to you about this inner shift that occurred for me that led to a 9K week. And I am sharing this because I know that this is something that affects a lot of people out there, and you're probably one of them, right? I certainly know that I am. So early or right at the beginning of this year, I was in a low spot. I was really frustrated. And when you're just kind of like thinking, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in business for, over 13 years. So, and business is not all fun and games, in case you're wondering, right? That's not to say it's not incredibly fulfilling. However, there will be low points, there will be high points, but there will be low points as well. And I was in one of those low points. And here's what happened, right? I was doing this program and the coach said something that just made me stop, right? And she said something that just hit me deep in my heart. And I just thought, whoa, never thought of it that way, right? And this is the inner shift that was created in me that led to me signing clients and having a 9K week. So what did she say? You're probably thinking, yeah, but tell me, what did she say, right? And we were having this conversation, and she was talking about how when you have a low point or when things are not going right for you, whatever you're seeing in your external world is not what you want to see. And she likened it to a mirror. Now, this is actually from Neville Goddard. And this is just so profound, right? So, what I want you to think about is if you're looking in the mirror, right? And say your hair's sticking up, right? What we don't do is we don't touch the mirror and go, oh, let me get that little tiny bit of hair down, right? Because you and I both know that that is ridiculous. It's not going to work, right? So what we do is we go to our own hair and we pat the hair down, right? That changes the reflection. That changes what you see, right? And life is exactly like that. If you don't like what you see out there, then you have to change what's going on for you internally. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. And when I heard that, it was like this light bulb went off, and I went, okay, I actually have control over this, right? And it can be in the tiniest moments. It doesn't have to be all, like big aha moments or anything like that. It could literally be in those tiny moments where you kind of think, how am I showing up right now? Right? Because I know that when I'm really low, I am really depressed and I'm like my low mood, and I could be snappy, just ask my kids, I could be quite irritable. And, you might be like, oh, nobody wants to buy my stuff. And, like I'm just a failure on whatever, you know the drill, right? You know how this works, right? We go down this little rabbit hole and down we go. However, if I just stopped, and this is exactly what I did, I stopped and I looked around me. And this is a really powerful reframing, like, especially if you have anxiety. It's like, what can I see in this room that's red? What can I see that's brown or blue, whatever it might be? Right. And I stopped and I just thought to myself, if I don't like what I see, I can change that because I can change who I am being. So if I am positive and I'm appreciative and I'm thankful for what I do have, and stop focusing on the things that are not working right now. They have and they do, but maybe just right now in this moment, they're not working. Stop thinking about that and focus on the things that are going right for you, right? And this actually, funnily enough, I mean, this is just goes to show you that, everyone's an evolution and this is always an evolving work, right? Years ago, I remember doing this sales call with this lady, and I was, so we'd finished up and everything. And then, like, hours later, I was cooking dinner and I got an email from her, right? And in the email, she was like, oh, I'm not going to go ahead with it right now. And everybody, I felt the sting of disappointment, absolutely. And, I was like, oh, And when you get a no and you're like, oh, and you like spiral down, down, down. And I actually made a decision. So this was years ago, right? I made a decision that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spiral. Now, I was doing one of my favorite things that I love to do in the world, which is cooking. So I said, I'm going to have fun while I'm cooking the dinner, right? I put music on, I was dancing, I was cooking, and I was having a really good time. I stopped myself from ruminating and kind of like being annoyed about the no, right? And I actually just said, I'm going to have some fun, right? I am not kidding you. 30 minutes later, I checked my email and I had a sales call booked in for the next day. And I went, oh, okay, cool. And I just carried on having fun. And that call converted into a 3K sale. And that always sticks in my mind. Now, obviously, it didn't stick in my mind at the beginning of this year because I was in that low state. That's okay, right? But if you are not happy with what you are seeing outside, then it's really important to think about what you are putting out there. Are you putting out there that you are frustrated with your audience, that your audience doesn't want to buy anything, or everyone just wants free stuff, that you're not good enough, or that, maybe you need another certification, maybe you need another course, all the things, right, that just reinforce this feeling of lack, not having. And when I had this moment with this coach, and I was like, oh my God, that's so powerful. And honestly, my clients will tell you that I use that example so much now, is because, I'm always thinking of like, okay, if I don't like what I see in the mirror, I can change that, right? And it can just be a simple moment of, I'm so grateful for what I know right now. I'm so grateful for the fact that I've got a working phone, or I'm so grateful that I've got this cup of coffee, or whatever it might be. And it can just be the tiniest thing, but it changes your energy. And energy is everything, right? So much of what I teach is strategy, but honestly, energy is the thing that drives it all. You can have the most amazing strategy, but if you don't have the right energy backing it, then honestly, it will not land. It won't work for you. It's the same as when you're posting. If you're posting and you're just like, oh God, I've got to do this post, and I hate doing posts and I hate social media, that's the energy that you're putting out there, right? So the inner shift that led to this 9K week. So I had this moment where I went, oh my God, like, look at this. And I went, right, I'm going to change. I started changing how I was showing up. I showed up. And if I think of my business having an energy, I was like, hey, how you doing? What are we going to do today? What exciting things are we going to create? And I was treating it like a friend instead of this enemy, right? My energy changed. I said, I'm going to have fun. Oh my God, I'm going to have fun with my business. And I promise you, I was doing the things, but there was a different energy behind the posting, the email marketing, the workshops, all that kind of stuff. I was still doing masterclasses, I was still doing webinars, I was still showing up, but the energy that I was showing up with differently the change was immense. And that led me to booking 9K worth of business in 1 week. So I promise you, I'm telling you this, right? It's about what's going on for you internally. It's going to have a massive impact. And if you want to know more about how you can really integrate that into your business, so you do have that winning strategy, because trust me, I know all the strategies, and you want to combine it with powerful energy work that really just makes you unstoppable, click the link below, book a call with me, or come and join the Premium Client Accelerator. And I would love to do this work with you. And until next time, see ya.